friendly friends, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, The Murder, Part 2, Section E, Appendix AC *1. We've got a lot of things to cover.
We've got 2 murders to figure out.
One which may not, unlike previous double murders, this one seems non-intentional by the murderer. Previous murders have been someone dies and then you move to a different area and it's now there's a second body in kind of the same situation. They kill 2 people. Why would they do that?
Explain what you mean by unintentional, because you have a specific theory about the death that I disagree with.
Okay, so
hypothesis. Sorry.
My theory right now, from our brief, just the last ritual, is it seems like the neck thing, probably, to me, it feels like that's actually a part of the top of the cage, and then when you put the dog statue on it, the weight causes a mechanism to go off, which, shoots the knife down to hit the neck. And then when you take the dog statue off, it retracts the knife so you don't see it. And that's why in the ritual you put a white cloth over to hide the fact that that's what's happening when you put the dog statue on. So that this second murder is actually an accident, and all 4 of them are technically the killers because they all put the dog statue on top. Which is why Monokuma's being all, shifty about this one not counting instead of saying, oh, there's the murderer can kill up to 2 people. No, this one's kind of more shifty, oh, it just doesn't count because we're gonna figure out accidentally it was all 4 of us who murdered Tenko so that it doesn't count. But then that leads us to how Angie was killed, possibly with the cage or in the back of the neck with something, which that part I haven't figured out yet.
Well, and that's, so I'm going to disagree with you for 2 reasons.
Sure.
1, we know that it takes a lot of people.
It weighs approximately 175 pounds.
So
they were very explicit about that.
There's a chance that Angie asked my boy Big G,
Gonta,
the Gon, to do it. And I don't know who the murderer would be in that case.
Gonta.
It could be I can recognize that, and then he would have done some stuff to cover it up because he was worried for whatever reason his motive was, whatever, right? But I don't think that's true, because the other part of this is that the floorboard had been moved.
Yes.
So I think the murderer moved the floorboard during the ritual to either silence Tenko, to reach around with one hand and hold her mouth, reach her hand with the other hand and stab her in the back of the neck or whatever. Or it was just some other, they needed to activate something from below. I think the fact that they're both the same place is a coincidence. I think it's meant to be a copycat thing rather than same murder method.
Well, the thing... Okay.
Because there's no other reason they would let Tenko go through with that.
Yeah, no, but that brings up my counterpoint, which we're gonna get to the game real quick. I promise we're not going to spend the first 15 minutes talking this out. But that does bring up the idea that, 1, they would have to... then it would have to be Kyo because he's the only person who would know how the cage actually works. So,
but then why would
no one could make an imitation if no one knows that there's something to be imitated.
Well, hold up, because we know that somebody else went into his lab to get the sword already.
Yeah, but they didn't... Nothing in any of the books or with how the cage was says, that it shoots out a knife. That part is completely unknown, so the only person who would even have an inkling that that is a possibility would be Kyo.
I don't think he did, though, because...
I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying that's the only way that works. An imitation murder works. Because you have to know that you're imitating something in order to imitate it.
Actually, I think you're right. I do think it is Gonta. I think it's Gonta. Because I think he helped Angie do this one. And then realized how it worked. And then realized that if they are going to do it again, that the same thing is going to happen.
And then he moved the floorboard to try to save Tenko?
Either try to save or try to silence Tenko so they didn't realize it was a murder until too late. Because if she had, like, screamed, they would have stopped and noticed, pull off the sheet, oh, look, hey, there's a knife here. But they let the knife fully retract before...
Well, they were going to do that, but then Kyo was like, hey, no, wait, we gotta... Ritual's gotta go back the way we started.
We'll see. I'm sad that it might be my boy.
I am thinking that the floorboard move might not be a malice. Like, it would be very interesting if that was actually a trying to save Tenko and being like, oh no, I know this is the murder weapon, but I only meant to kill one person. So, but then again, then why, if you get away with it, then everybody dies anyway. So maybe that it's all conjecture.
We think he did it basically accidentally the first time.
If it was Gonta, yes. If it was another murderer, no.
All of this is worthless. It's going to be someone completely different.
Yeah, it's going to be like, no, actually it was Samugi the whole time. She actually can lift 175-pound statues. And it's just going to be like, oh, wow.
It was Himiko. She used her magic to lift it.
Exactly, she did say she could. All right. Kyo, start us off. Let's actually start investigating.
Oh, no. One more thing.
Okay, one more thing.
It has to be someone from the student council for two reasons, right?
Because they got in with Angie?
And because they killed the student council betrayer.
That could be a theory, but, like, the only person who knew was Himiko. Because...
No, everyone knew this morning.
Yeah, after the murders had occurred.
After the first one occurred. I thought everyone acknowledged that Tenko was...
Yeah, but then she was with everybody, so...
Yeah, so then someone else was like, what? A traitor to the student council? I must kill again.
But then you killed the president. Why would you kill the president and the traitor? You should be on one side or the other.
They got the taste of blood.
Okay, let's continue. Clearly we're
going... The fierceness of the ant entered Gonta's eyes. The ferocity and cruelty.
Alright, Kyo, start us off.
We haven't time to mourn Tenko's death, as our own lives are at risk.
This is...
That's true, but Angie, and then Tenko. And to think earlier, I was suspicious of Tenko. I'm sorry, Tenko.
How can this be?
It is your fault, Gonta.
Oh, no.
Go.
I can't believe that Gonta would do it. I know that, like, it makes physical sense, but the same with the shot put. I feel like if he murdered somebody, he'd be like, I murdered him. Please, guys, kill me. I was the murderer. Like, I don't feel like he would hide it.
It's all Gonta's fault. We know. Gonta failed to protect friends again. And by fail to protect, you mean kill them, didn't you? Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work harder.
We broke the crap out of that magic circle. It is destroyed.
Because I'm a detective. Investigation.
well...
It's too dark in here. We can't investigate, even if we wanted to.
Got it.
Gonta, bring candles from other room to make this room bright, okay?
No.
No, that won't be necessary.
Do you glow? Yeah, that's not necessary at all. Huh? Why?
Listen up!
Show him, Kibo! Show him your new power! Oh, God. New power?
Flashlight eyeballs!
His eyes lit up!
Yes!
I, Mew Iruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
Okay, you don't need to be, like, that poetic about it. You're a flashlight now.
She also installed some lines from Voltron.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
It's Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Good song. Sad song, but good song.
Oh, man.
What a lame function. You should have made him like a transformer or something.
It's okay.
But it's bright now, so we should hurry and investigate.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added.
Wait, that's a...
It might... Oh. It might be that he was the only, like, it might come to, like, he was the only person who'd be able to
Alright,
see in the
let's
dark.
investigate Tenko's body. Oh, I guess the cage doesn't have a mechanism. Darn it, my theory!
This is the cage used in the seance.
Or maybe it's at the bottom of the dog statue.
That's what I thought.
Is this?
It looks to be around 3 feet high and 5 feet wide. It's a pretty large iron cage.
Okay.
Big enough for a person to fit inside.
Yeah, we know
Yes!
that already.
During the seance, Kokichi and I covered Tenko with the cage. We were supposed to remove it as well. But it was Himiko who rushed in and removed the cage first. Was this all Himiko dealing with an unrequited love? Like, hey, I don't like that you're pissing over me. Get rid of him.
I don't know.
Or do you think it's Himiko thinking that Tenko killed Angie?
I mean, she might think that Tenko killed Angie and then she pushed the cage off to, like, hide some evidence or something. I don't know. I'm going everywhere with this. We're throwing out everyone as a suspect.
Look, let's just list every... No, we take some audio clips right now of us saying, we think it was this person.
Yeah.
We cut out whichever ones aren't true an episode later.
Yeah, we think it was Kaito, Gonta, Angie, Himiko, Kiyo, Kokichi.
Look at this. What are we looking at?
Is this?
A blood stain on the bottom of the cage. Probably Tenko's blood. Yeah?
That's true.
Take it to the forensic lab. They'll analyze it. They'll let us know for sure. Give us 12 weeks to figure it out.
I imagine so. The spatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
Which means Tenko was killed while she was inside the cage.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. When the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead.
Then?
If she was stabbed right when the cage was lifted, that would explain the blood stain, right?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but at the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility. It is a possibility. It feels like a weird one, because she was already silent and not responding. So unless something else made us worried about her. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched over like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is a stab wound to her neck. The wound was fatal. This must have caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Ah, wait.
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over.
I think there's an exception if you've been stabbed. I think you're allowed to say...
I've been stabbed! Tenko, you ruined the seance! How dare you! But I've been stabbed! Shut up! Unless you're Angie, I do not want to hear you speak.
Oh, this is me, Angie. Tenko's been stabbed.
Yeah, this is me, Angie. Tenko has been fatally stabbed in the neck. You should probably help her.
Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain?
Nope.
Her death might not have been instant, but she couldn't have gone far before she bled out.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point?
You were concerned about that, right?
Okay.
With a wound this deep, the victim is too shocked to do anything except die.
You're speaking from experience?
Yes, this is my favorite method of murder.
That's obvious.
Of course, quick deaths are my specialty.
Yeah. Well then, that makes sense.
By the way,
The real question is, how long would you like to take to die? I've got 1 minute, I've got 30 seconds, and I've got 5-second options.
I'll take as long as you'll give me, Maki. I want to enjoy it.
She just starts handing out like travel brochures, but each page has a different method of assassination. Well, if you go with the needle into the spine, package.
At this
here's what you
point,
get.
it's like going to a massage and it's like, oh, we only have sad endings.
The real question is, what was she killed with? I don't see a murder weapon around.
You're right. I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue.
Tenko's last moments have been added to the truth build section of your model tab.
All right, look at the yeah. I want to look at that rock. Ah, this floorboard is loose.
Himiko said she brought the rock. It was Himiko.
And it's the one right under Tenko.
why?
Why is this? Why are you speaking for me, darling? You're not Maki. I'm Maki.
I wish.
Why is this floorboard loose?
If I remember correctly,
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
Why would it come loose during the seance?
but
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then, someone must have loosened it on purpose. Oh, so that might be another it's a heavy thing.
Loose floorboard has been added to the cheat bullet section of
Okay,
your pad.
hold up. Look at Gonta. What's wrong with Gonta?
He's got no shoes.
His feet aren't touching the ground.
You know? Fair. He's learned the power of
It has to be him,
teleportation.
he's floating.
Rock.
Yes. It was the rock! There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be... Please rest your forehead upon this stone marker I have placed here.
It's just a stone I brought from the courtyard. Are you sure it'll work?
Certainly. It is merely needed as a marker for her forehead to rest upon.
Like this?
I know who the killer is. Dwayne Johnson!
Not Dwayne The Rock Johnson!
Tenko had her forehead on this rock, hunched over.
That would be hilarious if he just like a literal transparent PNG of actual, like not drawn, actual Dwayne The Rock Johnson just appeared and was like, yes, it was me. I murdered Tenko today.
LeBron got Space Jam, and I get this.
Yeah.
She had to make herself small to fit inside the cage.
Marker stone has been added to the truth bullet section of your bottom pad. Alright, I think we're good with that. Let's investigate the dog statue.
It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God.
Ooh, there's some red on the wall. Did you see it?
No.
I'll look at it later.
During the seance, this wooden statue was placed on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it, so if there was a knife, it would go through the cloth.
It would go through the cloth. Darn it!
Well, let's investigate the cloth afterward.
My carefully crafted trap! My convoluted method of murder!
It took 4 of us to remove it.
This wooden statue is pretty heavy.
if I
There's
remember
red, there's not
correctly-
blood, though. At least not right there. Kyo said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What? Whoa!
They're in high school. It's the average weight of a thin high school girl. I don't know. I said what is, not it is.
Oh, okay. Because as a 150-pound woman myself, I have to say, I do not think I'm that fat. Even in my thinnest in high school, I was 110. 2 of us would have been at least 200 pounds.
I can't Google that without getting on some watch list.
Yeah. So I'm
All right.
gonna call bull. Unless, I guess, you got to be shorter than I am. I am a decently tall girl.
Let's not bring your weight into this.
What do you know about girls? Have you even touched a woman besides your mother?
I made out with the girl once, but then I remembered it was a ghost and I cried. What?
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
Are you asking about my relationship history so that you can determine if
I've
I'm a good
established you're a
partner?
virgin, so it's okay. If this heavy thing was on top of the cage, then Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out easily.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. I will say, I do like... It was about Murder 3 when Chiaki really started becoming the main deputy in the last game. So I'm wondering if this is Maki's time to, like, rise up.
She gonna rise up? She gonna stand up to her oppressors?
No, she's gonna rise up to become, like, main, like, secondary protagonist.
Dog statue has been added to the truth bullet section of your monopod. Alright, the white cloth.
It's the white sheet we use for the seance.
It's actually made out of self-healing fabric. Ha-ha!
This was placed on top of this cage. Kyo was the one who removed it.
Is this...
This cloth is pretty thick. It's similar to a window curtain, but it's completely opaque, and on the back. Look, there's a blood stain on it, right around the middle of the sheet.
But
But no hole in the fabric. Which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through this cloth.
God dang it!
Okay.
She was stabbed while underneath the cloth. White sheet has been added to the truthful section on your mono pad. Alright. What else do we have?
Ruined magic
Oh,
circle.
a ruined magic circle. Yes, yes.
It's the magic circle Kyo drew on the floor. Well, at least it was.
Oh dear.
It's been completely stomped over. I suppose it was unavoidable.
Well,
Was this drawn with salt?
Yes.
Whenever I perform a seance, I always use salt.
What?
I am a big fan of supernatural.
Are you feeling alright? You sound stupid and ridiculous. God dang it, Kokichi.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous? I've performed many successful seances. Why, I've even had spirits enter my body.
right already.
Shut up. I don't want to hear about your stupid delusions.
I had-
Spirits don't exist, man.
I had a sexual encounter with a ghoul once. It was Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Oh god, no! No, she's like, ghosts don't exist, and Kokichi pulls out, of course they do. We're ghosts. Don't you know we're all dead?
No, he pulls out a little flip book of, there's that one I saw, there's that one, like all of his exes. Maki really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
But
In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out the original circle.
So what?
We'll find out in Kyo's lab. It should be written in the Cage Dog Village document.
Hey,
Isn't that right, Kyo? Why is he so sad? Why is he so sad?
No one believes his ghosts. They're
No
his
one-
friends.
No one believes in his ghost girlfriend, who
He's-
lives in Canada.
He seems depressed. I suppose that makes sense.
Magic Circle Kokichi drew has been added to the truth bullet section of your mono pad. I just love, the other ones are like, this physical object, and this one's just, Kokichi drew
I
a magic
also
circle.
love that in trying to get as much of the circle, they just have a like small, out of focus body.
Yeah, out of focus Tenko. Alright,
Talk to peeps.
which peeps though?
Oh,
wait, I guess the wall wasn't,
the candle.
no, this thing on the wall.
Oh.
I guess it's not actually evidence, even though it's very freaky. Okay, candles?
The candles hung on the walls. They're the only source of light in the room. There were no windows in this room, so without candles it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness?
Okay, I guess it's not a question.
The problem is we need to talk to people who weren't
Well-
in the room so that we can figure out who was where. That'll be the biggest thing.
I think Maki will just lead us to the rest of the clues. That's usually how this works.
Awesome.
Do these floorboards seem a little unstable to you? They're tough to walk on.
The floorboards aren't nailed down, they're just lying on top of cross pieces. That's what Gonta told me. That's probably the reason they're a little unstable.
They've only been laid on top, that's why they're unstable.
That is what I said. Well, the boards are fairly thick and sturdy. I can't imagine they'd come loose easily.
is this?
Well, if someone wanted to remove a floorboard, they could easily do so, right?
okay.
Yes, I suppose.
Interesting. Gonta, what do you have to say?
Why?
First Angie, then Tenko. I can't
this
stop
be?
killing.
Gonta has consumed the blood of innocent victims. Gonta must continue to kill.
Hey, hold up. We don't have an alternate identity yet. We don't have a genocide Jill or anything. What if Gonta goes feral, goes into like a blackout fugue state, turns into a wolf and kills people?
We already have the supreme evil leader, and we had the prime minister who was secret, or who was the secret identity of a maid. I think we have enough people to fit that criteria.
Gonta so ashamed. Why Gonta no could protect friends? Because Gonta had to kill.
Kill, murder.
That cannot be.
Why did this?
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty shocking.
No, he's okay. He's totally concerned about the fact the seance didn't work.
But of course.
Yep.
Yeah, you know where
Oh.
his priorities lie.
Of course, I am shocked about that as well. But why did the seance fail?
Because Tenko was dead. Does that make you feel better?
We performed all the steps flawlessly. He seems more concerned about that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
Oh, if we perform the caged child again and summon Tenko's spirit this time?
They just keep killing off people as they keep trying to summon the spirit of the next person. It just becomes a line of just, oops, and there goes Miyu. Well, now time to summon Miyu's spirit. Alright, Kokichi, get under the cage!
Eventually it's gonna be like, someone can't kill them because it's not that all good they're getting stabbed. Eventually someone goes under there and they live. Like, okay, we know who it is. They survived the trial.
No, it's just Gonta left, and he's like, I lived because I'm way too big to fit under that cage. No one could stuff me in there. Cut the crap. Just tell me what happened during the seance. Both you and Shuichi were present, right? Did she get killed during the seance?
I see, yes.
True. It may be best to move past what happened, to know why the seance failed.
Priorities!
So,
Whatever, just hurry up.
At the time, in order to begin the seance, we had Tenko, the spiritual medium.
Oh, to be fair, Himiko originally offered to be the spirit medium.
Yeah.
So that might affect something.
Position herself as a turtle within the magic circle so her head touched the marker stone. Then Shu and Kokichi placed the cage over Tenko. And after that, I placed the white cloth over the cage. Then all four of us placed the wooden statue of the dog god atop the cage. Love the cage. Love the cage. Must learn to worship the dog. Afterwards, we stood in the four corners of the room. Kokichi and Shuichi blew out the candles. Man, a lot of talking for my slowest talking character.
I know, right?
Finally, we all sang the caged child song. Unfortunately, Shuichi was out of tune, and the dog god was upset.
That's truly how she was murdered. The dog god was like, frick, this is the worst rendition of this song I've ever heard, and just decided to stab her in punishment.
I have a question for you
Yes.
that you do not know the answer to, I'm sure.
Of course.
How similar is ancient Japanese to modern Japanese?
Yeah, that is definitely not something I would know.
Because I'm so glad that he can still read the book.
I feel like there's gotta be subtle changes, and I'm sure kanji has changed over time. But I don't know, they don't have... I literally know nothing.
I mean, okay, to be fair, he's
Well-
also here's my thought. Because, I'm not saying this is part of the murder, unfortunately. I'm just like, we were able to walk into that room and read the book
Yeah,
without an anthropologist there who might know ancient languages.
that's true.
That makes me feel like it's not actually ancient.
That's fair. Or it's just video game logic.
Fair. But that's like, if you asked me to read the original text of the Canterbury Tales, I would throw my hands up in the air and walk away.
Oh, we could read it. We'd sound awful, and
And
we'd
we-
understand nothing, but we
Exactly.
could read it.
Now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song.
Thunk. It's like, let's skip all their singing and just get to the thunk part.
It is a mystery to me as well. Oh, I thought someone may have tripped, perhaps. That's a pretty loud sound for someone tripping. Perhaps Kyo knows something.
what do you mean?
And then what happened?
Yes.
We called out to her, but no reply came. I had Shu and Kokichi relight the candles. And then we removed all the items from within the magic circle in the opposite order. First, all four of us removed the dog god statue. Next, I took off the white cloth, and then Himiko ran over to the cage like an idiot, and the moment she lifted it,
Then it sounds like Tenko was definitely killed during the seance.
No.
but would it not be difficult in such darkness? Besides, she was inside the cage, yes?
This seems very... Like, maybe there's a twist here, but, like, she was alive before the seance. You heard her talking underneath the cage where she was like, yeah, I'm good here, we can start. And then when you stop the seance, she's dead.
We have the blood spatter inside the iron cage and the cloth, but not on the dog statue.
Well, you don't even need that part. You just need she was alive before the seance. She was dead after the seance.
So much time on the time of death.
We know she died during the seance. Then when was she killed?
During the mother-frickin' seance!
Well, at what point during the seance is a better question.
Was it before, during, or after the thunk, is what you mean?
Yes.
Yes, that is a problem.
I see, yes.
There is another problem.
How?
And that is, why ever did the seance fail? I simply cannot figure it out.
Perhaps.
Maybe because your fucking spirit vessel was dead and couldn't move their mouth. Have you thought of that, my guy?
Dude, my dude. My dude. My dude. We got so many bigger fish to fry, my dude.
Maybe someone moved from their corner? Did someone else sneak in here?
What's the point?
Obviously, since the seance was clearly a sham. He's just like, I hate you.
I will call upon the 4 dark devas of destruction
Oh no.
to kill you in your sleep tonight.
Maki never was one to pull her punches.
That's me.
That is you.
It's okay.
I just saw Maki and I was like, I'm going. Sound during seance has
I
been
say
added
the
to the
same.
closest section of your manga. Oh, we leveled up. Alright, so
Let's talk to Kibo.
you want to talk to Kibo?
I have a dumb thought.
Leave it to me.
Leave it to me, I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
Not helping my dumb thought. Kokichi, no. We need
Himiko?
someone, sure. She's probably not going to say anything.
Hey!
Himiko! Hey, Himiko! Be strong, Himiko!
Wait,
Gonta, if you shake Himiko that much, she's going to break.
She deserves it. But she's not talking. It's like Himiko not even here.
like I thought.
She must have been really shocked over Tenko. Let's leave her be for now.
Oh, okay. Himiko.
Alright, now.
We talked to someone who was outside of the room, so either Sumugi or Miyu. Not Miyu, I hate her voice. This investigation is over and shut, and it's all thanks to me for giving Kibo his new function. Now then. I'm not saying that. That's just demeaning. The killer is obviously one of you stupid assholes who signed up to do this bullshit seance in the first place!
No.
No, not necessarily.
Huh?
Seriously? The seance was clearly set up to lure her in and kill her! How could someone who wasn't in the room kill her?
Could it be...
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking
Yes, we
moron!
just...
No, she was dead before the seance!
If that is actually the twist,
She was just a dead girl walking
will
the whole time.
burn your computer.
No, not my computer. Burn your computer. You've got 2 of them.
No, I don't. My work has 1 computer, and I have a computer. There's no other possibility, shit for brains! God, you don't even know that? It's true that Tenko was alive before the seance began, and dead when it was over. This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. Next time you open your mouth, it will be Angie speaking through you.
Understood. I will not say a word until the seance is over. Also, I am definitely not alive right now. Just want to establish I'm already dead.
Tenko answered Kyo, so at that point she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she had already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark. I'm positive.
Or maybe she was killed in the future, but they switched her body with that from the past, so she looks like she died, but really she was alive and will be killed within the next 10
What
minutes.
if this is a looper? Anyway, what time exactly was Tenko killed after the candles were blown out? Maybe an important point of this case. Sumugi.
I I said things that made Tenko look suspicious, and now this. I'm sorry, Tenko!
Stop it.
Cry later.
What?
And harder. Huh?
Because.
Crying won't bring Tenko back, and if we don't investigate thoroughly, we'll die too.
Okay.
I need to find out the truth and pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
You're right. Tenko would want us to figure it out so she'd have no regrets. That would be the best way to apologize.
Let's go back to the art room.
Oh, she changed. Hole in the corner.
There's a small opening in the corner of the room.
That's not what I meant to click, but yes, I totally knew that was a clue.
I do remember this being there. Doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this.
A hole. Looks like there's a space under here too. Oh, hold on. I can see something below. It looks like something dropped down there.
Huh? What? Something dropped down there?
Oh, it's my lucky penny. I found it yesterday and lost it today.
Oh no, it perfectly matches the size of the wound. Something dropped from here?
Was it the murder weapon?
That's what I'm thinking.
Hole in the corner has been added to the truth bullet section of your mana pad. Well, what's beneath here? Tell us what room's beneath here.
Hey,
After we check everywhere else, why don't we go under the floor and see for ourselves?
Right, let's do it.
by the way.
It seems pretty dark down there. What should we use for a light?
Kibo!
That's true.
Let's bring a candle. With Kibo's light from up here, this should be fine.
Okay.
Then I'll go get a candle. Remove that floorboard so we can go down.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Should it not be a room from downstairs?
It might be the space between floors.
Okay,
The
well,
school is bizarre, remember.
I get that. I just thought it'd be like, oh, this is the third floor. It was this person's room, like underneath the tennis room.
I was thinking about that, but I think this might be above the courtyard.
Actually, technically, isn't it above the assassin's room?
I hope not. I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki, and we carefully made our way through the hole under the floor. It was incredibly romantic. Huh. Okay. This is a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Free PNGs! Let's look around for clues.
Well,
It'd look pretty stupid if we found no clues after crawling around in this dusty place.
Okay.
Yeah. We totally shouldn't, make out down here.
Okay. I see it. I see you, bloody sickle. I think I found the murder weapon.
There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
Oh, the sickles were in the assassin's room, weren't they? Didn't we see some sickles?
Maybe.
Because we found, everything except swords.
Or it could be from Kiyo's room. So I think that's an ancient one. The blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
is this.
This came from my research lab.
No!
Duh. Obviously.
No! It did?
Well,
A sickle can be used to assassinate a target.
Like
as
this.
clearly shown by, the fact that it just
Yeah.
assassinated 2 targets. It can be thrown without losing any lethality, and you can hide it under your clothes too.
Well,
If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. This blade's about 6 inches.
that's right.
And since Tenko was in a cage, she wouldn't have been able to defend herself.
But even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck?
That's true.
The cage is 3 feet high. If you were to stab it with a 6-inch blade, well, it would depend on Tenko's posture, but I don't think it's impossible.
Then her posture is the question.
Hey,
Hey, if the weapon is down here, the culprit must have thrown it away, right?
that's true.
Perhaps after killing Tenko, the culprit threw the sickle under the floor in the dark. Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. Either of those is possible.
Sickle under the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your mana pad.
So either there's keep looking around. Are there any other ways out of here?
Well, there's dried blood.
There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboard. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood is dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
hey.
Hey, the back of this floorboard has blood on it too.
You're right. There's a little bit of blood on the underside of this
What
floorboard.
do you mean?
Did Tenko's blood spatter where she got killed?
That's true.
Thoughts?
Was Angie killed in this room as well and then moved to the art room?
It's possible. She did have blood, though, in that room, right? Like, we saw blood around her.
But there was duct tape around her. So maybe they duct taped the wound shut to move it so that it would still look...
True. You don't really... Again, real life knowledge is like, you don't really bleed all that much once you're dead.
But game knowledge.
So it's kind of hard to tell. But...
The interesting thing is, especially the blood on the cage and the Iron Curtain, we can't in theory, we can't confirm if it's Tenko's.
That
or
is
if there's
true.
mix of blood in there. I can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
But these bloodstains here are completely dry. There must be some reason these particular stains are dry.
Yeah, they've got to come from Angie. Like, that's just how the game works. Is they got to come from Angie. So, the loose floorboard has been added to the truth post section in your auto hat. So she was killed here, and they probably flipped the full floorboard to get rid of the evidence and, like, have it not show up, like, if people walked into that room. And then, when they decided... Ooh. Who decided to use the middle room?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember.
That might have bearing because obviously there's 3 possible rooms.
Yeah.
So whoever, either they picked unlucky, right? And they just happened to pick the same room that the killer used before and the killer then just did the thing again. Or they were like piecing together like, oh, we can use the middle one. But then, like, why would you do that? I don't know. The question really for me is why would you kill a second person if it only makes it easier to find you out that you killed the first one, you know?
What if this is just Kyo being Kyo and thinking he tried to do the first time it didn't work, so he's trying again?
But then why would he can't, like, why would he murder? Like, he's so concerned with the seance working that, like, the fact, like, murder is counterintuitive to that. Like, honestly, if it feels like there's a motive here that we're not thinking of.
I agree, yeah.
Because it just seems right now very illogical for any of the characters to be like, hey, I'm going to kill a second time in the same manner, which only makes it more obvious how the first murder happened, you know?
Have we been given any motive for this section?
The motive was the Necronomicon.
Right.
And the only person I can think of that has currently has issues, Kyo likes it. Kokichi is, like, interested.
Kaito doesn't.
Kaito hates it.
Maki
and is scared
hates
to
it.
death of it. Maki is...
But it's not Maki. It's not our...
Maki's not pro for it,
It's
but
not our
she's
arsenic glazed cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Loose floorboards been added. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's.
Okay. Anything else down here? Cut crosspiece.
Oh. Look. Part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboards cut off.
Oh, okay, so it had to be the middle one.
Yeah.
So the fact that it is the middle room is going to impact the case, probably.
So let's look at the last episode and see who...
Yeah, now go back 3 episodes, figure out who said it. It's near the loose floorboard, and the portion missing is about the same width, too.
And from what I can see of it,
That's true.
it wasn't broken off naturally. This was cut by someone. There should be saws in the warehouse, so they could have used that. The question is, why?
Another crosspiece is supporting the floorboard, so it might not fall if this portion is missing.
Then,
So what purpose did this serve?
The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut.
I think it's Himiko. I think...
Himiko is the one of the people that'll be small enough to crawl under here as well.
Well, the thing is... Oh, what? I think... I don't know why. Something... Gosh.
Use your words.
I know, I'm trying so hard to use my words.
This does feel very much like a magician's setup.
It does, and I thought of something like, oh, this connects the dots for me, and then I said, I think it's Himiko, and then I totally forgot what just connected the dots, and now I'm stuck thinking, no, I was really confident in that guess, but now I can't remember why.
I mean, she was the one who knew that Tenko was betrayer.
No, that's right. This is why. Because you in order for this to work, you have to know exactly where this floorboard is, right? Because if Tenko was placed even slightly, in a different direction, it wouldn't have worked. And Himiko placed the marker stone where she was
Himiko got the marker stone. Kyo placed it.
No, well, Kyo said that Himiko placed the marker stone.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he drew the circle, so I guess it could be either of them, really. But I think, because that's you have to be very specific, and then it also makes me question, Himiko ran to it and kind of like, oh, I'm going to move the cage early. Like, I'm going to be the first one there. So maybe that was a method to, like, cover something up to be like, oh, I threw the cage off, and so now none of you can tell that there was, like a mark or something on the cage beforehand, or that there wasn't blood there or something, like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, I'm being silly. The blood on the cage and the sheet have to be Tenko's because they weren't there before the seance. We would have seen it as we were placing them. Maybe not the blood.
Not on the
sheet.
cage, but the sheet definitely.
The blood of the cage we would have seen because we moved the cage.
We did, but we didn't look under the cage. Like, that's a very hard place to see.
Come on.
I'm just saying. Like, would you look under the cage immediately, or would you just move it?
The idea that it's
heavy?
only on that side and there's no way while moving you'd be able to see, I don't think is feasible.
There's still a lot of questions to answer. We're just gonna continue.
If the culprit did all this, then why?
I don't know why. This case is actually...
Tell me why!
This case is actually pretty interesting. Oh. There's a hole.
Some of the wood has been corroded and it's broken off so you can see into the next room.
Hey,
This is the wall of the empty room, right? Looks like there's wood along the wall. What if it is two different killers?
I think so.
This part has rotted away.
Looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally.
Maybe someone else killed Angie, and then Himiko killed Tenko thinking it was Tenko? I don't know. Now I feel like I'm just being silly and just saying
But
everything.
this does mean that it was most likely someone from outside
Yeah.
that came in during. But I can get into the next room through here.
that's true.
If I remember correctly, the room next door is also empty, right? Then the culprit could have gone from room to room by moving under here instead of using the hallway.
No.
True, but it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in here.
Well, not impossible.
Nope.
Where's the glow paint? The glow paint that will help us find the knife underneath the floorboards.
Do you know what this means? This means it is Kyo.
This means it was Nagito. Nagito's back.
This
Round
means it was
two.
Kyo with his flashlight eyes.
Kibo.
Kibo. Yes.
Then we could have. I mean, Korikyo might have flashlight
strange
eyes.
ritual in a deep country gave me flashlight eyes as well. I had my eyes shined on the penal colony next to Riddick.
Then they could have used a light, like we're doing right now.
True. They use a light to move around onto the floor. Is that possible? I think we finished investigating here.
Is that all right?
Maki, you want to head back up?
Glad you asked. I was starting to get fed up with all this dust. Choo, choo, ah, my lungs.
After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation.
By the way,
We've only been investigating this room. You sure that's wise?
Huh?
What do you mean?
because
If Angie and Tenko have different killers, then the Blackened we need to vote for
You're
is...
right.
The culprit for the first murder, the culprit who killed Angie. That's what Monokuma said.
then
So instead of investigating Tenko's death, shouldn't we be investigating Angie's?
Okay,
Yes, of course.
but
But this is bigger than the killing game. For the sake of the two who died, I need to reveal the truth about both of their deaths.
Well, I understand why you feel that way. But if you plan on investigating the other crime scene again, we should probably hurry. Alright, so now we're gonna go to Angie's crime scene with the new knowledge that we have gained from this crime scene.
When I came to the hallway, a scene more surprising than I could have ever imagined unfolded.
A third murder? Oh god!
Oh no!
What? No, Kokichi, no! Absolutely not. Thank God! Thank God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh no! Kokichi, what? My heart! I was literally about to just throw this controller and be like, no, my boy, no!
Did I surprise you? Were you gonna scream and cry in terror?
Yes!
Did you?
Yes, I was! Kokichi, why? God dang it, that's so good, but also, I hate you! I love you, but I hate you! God dang it.
Where'd he get fake blood?
Dude, who knows?
Did he find fake blood in the Ultimate Artist Lab or something?
I don't know.
That'd be awesome. Anyway, were you gonna scream and cry in terror?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Yes, do you know how badly I had a heart attack? Oh, God.
Oh? Oh, sorry. I'm just a little lightheaded from the blood loss. Yeah, this is real blood.
Why?
Okay, so what are you doing? I got curious about something, so I decided to search the empty room next door. Then suddenly, I stepped through the floorboard.
Oh, no. He looks so funny with those eyeballs.
It looks like raspberry jam. You stepped through a floorboard?
So mean.
Blueberry, sorry. Jeez, that got me good. Because of this, I tripped and fell pretty hard.
I need to go to the nurse.
Got a minute?
If you're going to lose consciousness, do it after you tell us everything.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I guess there was no crosspiece supporting this floorboard, so I kind of stepped through.
Oh.
Did they do it for all three?
They did it for all three. So it didn't have to be whoever, said it.
Yeah. What bad luck. Crosspiece was gone. Does that mean...
Oh no, we don't have time!
That also makes me suspicious of Kokichi, though.
Why? Why would he reveal that?
That could be him trying to get out of something. Somewhere. Or going to look for evidence and to hide it.
They're all searching for evidence. They're all involved in searching for the murderer.
Fine. Huh?
Confidence. Dreams. That's what the killing game is all about.
Wow. I never knew we were learning such valuable life lessons. Also, I would love that plate of sushi.
Killing game fans, hold your head high and watch with your own two eyes. Baseball, soccer, mobile games, they're all nothing compared to the killing game.
Yeah, Danganronpa is the best video game ever made. Confirmed.
The killing game just can't be beat. Behold,
Or Squid Game.
students, the entrance
I
to
guess.
the trial grounds.
Darling's just shaking his head. Darling refuses to interact with me when I say stupid things like the Squid Game is the best game ever created. I guess time's up.
Oh. Aw, man, it's because of you guys. I didn't have enough time to check something.
If my head wound is fatal or not.
Huh?
What were you trying to check?
See?
I wanted to re-research the Seance again, so I brought this document with me. But unfortunately,
Man.
I couldn't find anything new that could be used as a clue. Kyo perfectly reenacted the Seance as what was written in the document. He drew his magic circle the exact same way as in the picture. Not only that, he used the exact same tools too. Nothing suspicious about this whole thing. Well, I want to check the finer details, but I'll tell you about it later. At the class trials. So see you there.
Can someone help the poor boy?
Kokichi left. The blood loss clearly affecting his footing a bit.
Bloody Kokichi has been added to the truth bullet section of your bottom pad. Well, you see, the evidence is Kokichi had a head wound.
Wait. Could that be the original Bloodstain? Someone else tripped and fell?
That is fair. That is fair.
I think it's Angie's, but that's an option.
Angie tripped and fell, banged her head, and was like, oh, well, I'm gonna go now.
What if it actually is that Angie tripped, fell, and, had something?
I mean, she did have a forehead wound.
Yeah. Let's go too.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
Is Maki nervous?
Yeah, this one feels tougher than the other two, which is good.
Short investigation, yeah.
It
I see, so even she gets nervous sometimes.
It just feels like the first two felt... Well, Amami's, it wasn't like the person was obviously, because we were, like, it was more that we were just joking about it. But, like, it felt like, okay, you know, we at least had, like, okay, it had to be these 6 people. We know why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of thing. And then the second murder was a lot easier because we were like, okay, it could only be one of these 4 people, and we had pegged made some early, mostly because we were like, who would hurt the most to have it do this, but also it was kind of like, okay, they clearly are like, all this evidence points to, obviously, to a person, so it kind of was like, who is the person who isn't implicated by this? This feels a lot more like anyone.
Open-ended, yeah.
Like, it could be someone who was in the room, it could be someone who was out of the room, it could be someone in the student council, it could be someone not in the student council. Like, there's no... It doesn't feel like it's obviously anyone, except maybe Korikyu, but even then it's like, why would he do it? That's not obvious.
Yeah.
Do you want to die?
What are you staring at? Do you want to die?
No, I was just thinking I'd rather go to prom with you instead.
There's prom in this Danganronpa. You graduate, the last graduation ceremony is just a big dance party.
With all the survivors from all 3 games.
Yeah! Aw, but then Nagito wouldn't be there. I only want to go to prom with Nagito. I guess I'll live with Kokichi if
You
he survives.
goddamn Tumblr slut.
I don't even have a Tumblr.
Anymore.
Actually, I only had like one once, and then...
And then they removed adult content for the platform,
No.
and you said, no thank you.
No! I had one once, and I tried it for like an hour, and I could not figure it out for the life of me.
It is a very bad platform.
I was like, what the heck is going on? What am I supposed to be doing here? How am I supposed to be finding anything that I actually want to find?
How have we played 3 Danganronpa games and not talked about Tumblr before? This is like...
I feel like we have.
I hope so, yeah.
I think we definitely have. Also, we should have known Tenko was gonna die. She found her freaking... Her
lab?
dojo lab, and I feel like the deaths always happen to the people who find their labs. Except for Amami, but he was also the ultimate...
We didn't find Kaide's till after, right?
No, Kaede's was the first lab. It was the only lab.
Dear.
It would appear we have all gathered, but it seems there are less and less of us.
That's what happens when a couple of you guys get killed.
Oh.
Less friends mean it much that harder to solve the mystery.
Don't worry.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you've gotten a little smarter by now, Gonta.
Aw, Kokichi, you back? You healthy? You good? Please don't die.
Yeah, Gonta do his best to help. Oh, he's looking nervous. Gonta looks real nervous. I'd want you to graduate from super idiot level to at least Kaito idiot level.
What?
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Are you okay?
More importantly, are you okay, Kokichi?
Ah.
I don't care about you, Kaito. Yeah, I'm feeling better now. But wow, Maki Roll sure does pack a punch.
I know.
It's your fault.
You don't need to worry about dwindling numbers. Only dipshits have died so far.
And the Prime Minister!
That being said,
I know it's tall order, but try to use your brains this time so I don't have to use mine.
hoo-yah!
These golden brain cells of mine are a gift to the entire world.
Unacceptable.
It's as though every time you open your mouth, you become less likable.
Kyo, you're not supposed to say that part out loud.
We are.
Peace.
Atwa, please. Please lend us your power.
It's Samugi.
It might be difficult for us to rely on Atwa. Considering what happened to Angie, whom Atwa loved most of all.
Well, you know.
She shouldn't have relied on Atwa in the first place. But seriously, it's kind of funny seeing a robot believe in God, especially Atwa.
I also...
So what? Robots can believe in God. They dream of electric sheep.
Indeed.
And Atwa, their electric shepherd.
Actually, before I even met Angie, I had a similar experience. Hearing voices, I mean. You might call it an inner voice. It tells me what to do whenever I'm in How long are you going to say that for? Atwa and Ghost don't matter right now. Also, you're a robot. Someone could literally program a voice. It's literally Siri. It's Siri inside your brain.
Jeez.
Yeah, the trial this time is going to be rough. We got caught in Monokuma's trap.
Huh?
His trap?
That's right.
He probably made the 4th floor so scary on purpose to prevent me from investigating.
Oh, right already.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Hey, so...
Shu, say something.
Huh?
What should I say?
You're a detective, only the truth. Alright, Buff Monokuma, let us into the trial room. Yeah! God. I don't know why, but Buff Kuma is always like the funniest thing. Just anytime that bear head is on a buff body, it's freaking hilarious.
As usual, we walk toward the elevator in silence. Well, this is our last call for who we think did it then. As soon as we remaining survivors have to board.
Into the depths we go.
We descended. Perhaps because there were fewer of us, the elevator seemed to move faster. And so we fell, faster and faster, downward into the black. The elevator stopped, and just like always, the doors parted slowly. The light that shines on us from the other side, the bright light of our future. Or is it Kibo?
In the back, with his flashlight eyeballs.
Uh-oh.
Boy, they really look depressed. Must be because there's even less participants now.
Don't say that they look depressed. You'll make Monodam sad.
As much as I'd love to keep hearing this adorable back and forth,
Now then,
let's hurry up and get this started.
extreme!
At last, the class trial will begin. I hope you enjoy it to your heart's content. The 3rd class trial was about to begin. Angie Yonaga, the ultimate artist. Don't move away. I want to see if there's any other evidence that we missed.
Quick, scan, analyze.
She created the Ultimate Academy Student Council to try to prevent the killing game. Then Tenko Chabashira, the Ultimate Aikido Master. Aikido! Dang it, you're making me say the wrong thing now! She hated men, but I knew that she hated this terrible killing game even more. The 2 who were killed were both trying to stop the killing. And who was the one who killed them?
Is it Himiko or Kaito? Which one of you did it?
Was it one person? 2 different people?
Well, maybe it needs to be one of these people so this screen can, like, finally get some representation.
Yeah. We need to pin that down in this class trial. In order to live, we have to find the truth. And I will fight for it. I will fight with truth and lies in this class trial.
And we will begin that class trial in the next episode. And that's where we will start with our predictions, our final predictions on who we think, who done it, who done the one, who done the other, if potentially 2 different people did it. What was the method? Who knows? I don't. I really don't. And I'm kind of mad that I haven't figured it out. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to, but, like, also I'm like, oh man, we've been doing so good, and now I feel like, God, this one stumped me.
Yep.
But we will find out and begin the class trial next time. See you guys there. Bye-bye. Hi there, it's the end of the video, my friend. Hit the bell if it was okay, I'm sure I'll make good content someday. I'll play some games or do some drawing, Pokemon and fights with darling, video essays and reviews. I couldn't do it without you, so thanks, like and subscribe.